Coming up on 5 Minute News. Vaccinated Americans can largely ditch masks. Israel threatens Gaza ground invasion despite truce efforts. And Putin says school shooting in Kazan has shaken all of us. It's Friday, May 14. I'm Anthony Davis. In a major step towards returning to pre-pandemic life, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention eased mask-wearing guidance for fully vaccinated people on Thursday, allowing them to stop wearing masks outdoors in crowds and in most indoor settings. Today is a great day for America, President Joe Biden said during a Rose Garden address, heralding the new guidance, an event where he and his staff went without masks. Hours earlier in the Oval Office, where Biden was meeting with vaccinated Republican lawmakers, he led the group in removing their masks when the guidance was announced. If you are fully vaccinated, you no longer need to wear a mask, he said, summarizing the new guidance and encouraging more Americans to roll up their sleeves. Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. The guidance still calls for wearing masks in crowded indoor settings like buses, planes, hospitals, prisons, and homeless shelters, but it will help clear the way for reopening workplaces, schools, and other venues, even removing the need for social distancing for those who are fully vaccinated. We have all longed for this moment, when we can get back to some sense of normalcy, Rochelle Walensky, director of the CDC, said at an earlier White House briefing. The CDC and the Biden administration have faced pressure to ease restrictions on fully vaccinated people, those who are 2 weeks past their last required COVID-19 vaccine dose, in part to highlight the benefits of getting the shot. Israel on Thursday said it was massing troops along the Gaza frontier and calling up 9,000 reservists ahead of a possible ground invasion of the Hamas-ruled territory as the two bitter enemies plunged closer to all-out war. Egyptian mediators rushed to Israel for ceasefire efforts, but showed no signs of progress. The stepped-up fighting came as communal violence in Israel erupted for a fourth night, with Jewish and Arab mobs clashing in the flashpoint town of Lod. The fighting took place despite a bolstered police presence ordered by the nation's leaders. The 4-day burst of violence has pushed Israel into uncharted territory, dealing with the most intense fighting it has ever had with Hamas, while simultaneously coping with the worst Jewish-Arab violence inside Israel in decades. A late-night barrage of rocket fire from Lebanon that landed in the sea threatened to open a new front along Israel's northern border. Early on Friday, the Israeli military said air and ground troops struck Gaza in what appears to be the heaviest attacks yet. Masses of red flames illuminated the skies as the deafening blasts from the outskirts of Gaza City jolted people awake. The strikes were so strong that people inside the city, several kilometers away, could be heard screaming in fear. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday said that the deadly school shooting in Kazan has shaken the country and ordered the government to revise school security protocols and tighten control over civilian gun ownership. On Tuesday morning, a gunman attacked a school in Kazan, the capital of Russia's Tatarstan Republic, 430 miles east of Moscow. 9 people, 7 students and 2 school employees were killed, and more than 20 others, mostly children, were hospitalized with injuries. 3 wounded children remain in grave condition. The authorities gave no motive as to why 19-year-old Ilnaz Galiaviev, who was arrested in the shooting, carried out the attack at the school he reportedly used to attend. He appeared in court on Wednesday charged with murder and was ordered pre-trial detention for 2 months. Officials said he legally owned a firearm and exhibited erratic behavior after the arrest. On Thursday, Putin said that in order to prevent attacks like the one in Kazan, authorities need to seriously raise the requirements for civilian gun owners and tighten control over civilian gun circulation. Putin ordered the head of Russia's National Guard to put together a proposal on how to change gun ownership regulations. Attacks on schools are rare in Russia. Guns are tightly restricted, and civilians over 18 can obtain permits for hunting or sports firearms after medical checks. Most of the measures to tighten gun control proposed after a 2018 rampage were never implemented. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.